Stream element spot running ppls.
What up, bub? Oh, shit, what y'all into? Good shit. Mm-hmm. Good shit. Yeah, I ran into that a couple of times yesterday. There's a few people that try to post up near the strip club to stop people, but I had 3 or 4 of them trying to stop me yesterday. Like, I just popped into the lobby and there was 2 of them over there fighting, and one of them posted up guarding. And I killed the 2, and then I slid a little closer and I killed the 1. And I wouldn't, I thought about it, but it made it more fun letting them know I was coming. you know. So I got on the rooftop and I called in my RC from one of the rooftops and slid it over to where I needed to, and it still worked. Oh, I'm editing, trying to clear out some of this footage because I'm all out of space. And I had like yesterday afternoon, I had a few things happen that I would have loved to have got the capture for, and I fucking missed it. Like, I had this dude charge straight at me with a fucking truck. Like, he was hauling ass from like, I don't know, 4 or 5 blocks away, and got like, well, I was already in God mode, but he got like about 10 feet before he hit me. I shot the up and atomizer at the ground. So it boosted it up and it popped it over my head. And as it was passing over my head, I switched guns and shot him out of it. But I was out of fucking footage. So I was, fuck. Like, I really wanted that clip. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to knock a few of them out. Maybe I can get about 5 or 10 minutes of it done so I can go ahead and put it out and get it ready to process. Yep. True. Hmm. Yeah, but it makes it so pretty. Because, like, I just got through editing one where there was 2 guys and they're shooting at me, and these bullets are just passing all around me instead of on me. And it looked like some fucking Matrix shit. I slowed it down and put it in slow motion and shit. So it's like, whiz, whiz, whiz. It's pretty good. Yeah, I did get this clip. It's going to be hard to edit. I haven't done it yet, but day before yesterday, I got 3 or 4 guys was running around in a night shark, and I knocked them out of it once and was fucking with them. And then I would like stand on top of the night shark and wait for them to come back. It was 4 of them trying to get it. And they finally, 2 of them finally did get it away from me. And when they got back in it, they kept trying to charge me and run me over and shit. At one point, we were in the middle of the street, and there were like 2 buses and some traffic and shit. And they come charging at me with the thing, and I rolled behind the buses just as this thing passes me. And like, as soon as I pop up, they had gotten about 15, 20 feet away from me, with their back to me. And I shot through the back window, that little slot. I shot through that tiny little window and clipped the driver. When the driver died, he started doing donuts, because he was turning when he died. So the vehicle's just free spinning around. And the first time it comes around and passes me, I shot the passenger through his window. Damn, I was like, I ain't done that in a long time. That's going to make a really pretty clip. I'm going to try to, if I can, I'm going to try to put it inside their vehicle so that you see the shots coming inside. Yeah. I didn't at first. I think my first car show, the first car show I did, I was trying to get some pictures. And I got this buddy that lives in Alaska. His name is Urzu. And he was like, you can get some really good pictures using the editor. And he's like, you don't have to use the fucking phone to get your pictures and shit, or the share button. And I'm like, oh yeah? And he's like, yeah. And we was just kind of running around fucking off that night. But then like 2 hours later, he sends me a couple of photos Matter of fact, it's the photos the photos he gave me was the ones that I use in my community page, and they were fucking badass. I'm like, they were just random shit, you know. It was just me standing there, but like he put a little tint to it. He changed some of the feel for it, like the graphics layout, you know. No, it's not an app. It's in the game. It's what it is like there's two different ways to capture. There's you can do it like you can know you're gonna do it and hold down on the D-pad and hit X to start recording, or you can hold down on the D-pad and hit square. And what it'll do is it'll automatically capture like the last 90 seconds of what you did. And so if you turn on the action replay thing, then you can just wait till something cool happens, and then right after it happens, just hold down on the D-pad and hit square, and it'll save like the last 90 seconds of what you did. So you can, and then once you got it, you go back to story mode. Once you're in story mode, you go all the way to the right in the options, and you'll see the GTA Rockstar editor. And in the Rockstar editor, you can fully manipulate the camera. Like remember how it was back when I think it was Black Ops 2 came out, and like you could record the whole session, but then you could move the camera anywhere you wanted to and shit like that. It's like that. Yeah, you can move the camera anywhere you want. You can, cinematically do all kinds of shit. Like there's tons and tons of options in here. What I usually do is I'll manipulate the camera and shit in the Rockstar editor, and then once I'm done with it, I'll I'll put it onto my hard drive, and then I'll take it into the Share Factory where I'll chop it up a little more. I'll add some special effects. I'll add music and shit like that. Yeah, it took a little time. I ain't gonna lie, dude. It took me like a year of fucking with it before I got good at it. And I still won't even say I'm good at it. I'm just better than I was. hmm 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 Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. I do it in my off time. I wind up with some downtime a lot because my work is dependent upon the weather. If it's snowing or raining, I can't do shit. So I do this usually through the week. If I work, I'm not usually on until like 8 o'clock, till after my kids go to bed and shit. Because I like to, spend a little time with them before. But then after that, that's daddy time. Yeah, I won't let my kids watch me play GTA neither. My kids are between 6 and or between 7 and 15, and I won't let them watch me play GTA because I get fucking foul. I'll be saying all kinds of crazy shit. Oh, oh yeah, yeah. I don't want them thinking that shit's normal. Yeah. Now my 15-year-old, I don't mind. Yeah, he's old enough. Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure I'll get him to be playing with me soon. He's, he plays games, but he plays like Fortnite and COD and shit like that. Which he ain't too much on Fortnite. He's got a little laptop that can push it, so. But he's usually like playing modded versions of Minecraft or Terraria or some shit like that. Or finds DayZ. No, I haven't played. Actually, I don't know. Wait a minute. No, I played Days Gone. I played Days Gone. I haven't played DayZ yet. Yeah, yeah. I thought the same thing about Days Gone. Like that would have been a fun multiplayer. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Days Gone is the shit. Yeah, Days Gone was the shit. I actually I did. I cleared out after I cleared the game, and I went around at the very end when I was knocking out the last of the hordes. I saved the clips from all the hordes that I fought. And have you ever seen the movie Shaun of the Dead? Yeah, that one scene in Shaun of the Dead where they were beating the hell out of the zombies with the pool sticks and shit, and they did it to that yeah, when they did it to that Queen song, "Don't Stop Me Now." So I found a punk rock version of "Don't Stop Me Now," and I was gonna make a video using that footage mixed with that song, but instead I used it in GTA instead because like I was looking at that footage and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I wound up with like 45 minutes worth of shit from Days Gone." I was like, "Damn, that's a lot." I was like, "Think I can come up with 45 minutes worth of fucking music?" So, yeah, Yeah, that's usually your best window. Anything past that, people lose interest fast. Unless you do like a web series or something. Yeah, yeah. I got some buddies actually. We've been talking about doing. I mean, it's my idea, but I got people that. Do you remember PlayStation Home? Um, oh, PlayStation Home used to be on the PS3, and it was like a social spot. It was like The Sims meets Facebook. It was a place to hang out and shit where you weren't actually playing a game. It was like a social space, right? And they had, but uh, yeah, it's hard to get the network. Yeah, hmm yeah, mm. Yeah, mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, there was a bunch of different open spaces, and the whole platform was hosted by Sony, and it was basically a place that they could advertise whatever they wanted for free. So what they would do is, well, I tell you what, have you ever heard of Second Life? Okay, it's another social space too, um, but PlayStation Home was like the Disney version of it. You know what I'm saying? It was all cleaned up. There's no nudity. There's no cussing, shit like that. And it was Sony monitored it real heavy. When it first started out, it lasted for about 7 years. When it first started out, it was only like 6 or 7 spaces, and it quickly blew up into hundreds of spaces. That each one was hosted by a different game. Like they had a Resident Evil room, they had a Little Big Planet room, they had like all different types of games would make a little space and you could go visit that space and get free items or buy items or whatever. And they had this one that was the public community theater where you could go in and watch movies and shit. Crackle at one point hosted with them, and you could go in with your friends all at once, like online, and watch movies and shit together. And so there was this community theater where it was set up like a movie theater, and you'd go meet up with your friends and shit. But they had community created content, so people would make these little movies and shit. Well, the last year, maybe last 2 years into it, I ran into some guys who actually made those movies, and I still keep up with them. I still hang out with them and shit. They're really funny fucking guys. Like I love hanging out with them. Like it looks weird when we're in a party together because we're all usually playing different shit, but we're just sitting there bullshitting about something, whatever. And yeah, just life stuff. Yeah, we usually hang out on a daily basis. I'll see them at least once every couple of days, and but they still do little clips and movies like that from time to time. And so I took that idea to them. I had this idea that I wanted to do for GTA. And you remember like the TV show The Bounty Hunter and shit, and then yeah, like Dog the Bounty Hunter and shit. So I was thinking like mix something like that with a little bit of comedy and put it in GTA. And instead of bounty hunters, we do try hard hunters. And so we just go fucking hunt tryhards and fuck with all the little tryhards and shit. Because I don't know about you, but I hate that term, that try hard. People are like, you're a try hard. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not really trying that hard. It's kind of easy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I hate that. The thing that kills me about the tryhards the most is that look. How they've all got they got the same face paint, same haircut, and that fucking helmet. And I'm like, you're just advertising that shit. And the people that dress up like that and then they're not good at the game, oh my God, that irritates the shit out of me. It's like I wasted my time coming over here because I thought you was gonna be a good fight, and you're not even a real fucking tryhard. God damn it. Hell yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. It's in the game. Yeah. I look at it like this. I mean, I hate that it's like that. And for the first 3 years, I wasn't like this. I met this dude named Warzone, and he I don't know, kind of liberated me because he was one of the most savage people I ever met. This was like 4 years ago, and and after I got to hanging out with him, he was like, "Yo, if it's in the game, it's fair. It's like everybody has the potential to do it. Everything is it's when you're open game, when it's out on the fucking map." everything is fair game. If you can do it, whether it's a glitch or not, it's fair because everybody has the capability to do it. It's just whether they're fast enough to. It's whether they think of it or not. That's what separates being a good player from being a tryhard. You know what I mean? That's the difference. But everybody's got the potential to. There's a counter to everything. Everything that you can do, even the glitches, there's a way to counter. Well, except for this new God mode. But even the old God mode, is there? What is it? What's it? Oh, okay. So as long as it knocks them down and shit, but it won't actually kill them. It'll just keep knocking them over, huh? Okay. Yeah. Hmm. That's cool. Yeah, because I've had a couple of people try to do that with cars, but the cars, it's always I can always find a spot, like near a pole or a wall or something to climb up on, so they can't do it. Because I've had a couple of people try that. Matter of fact, I had to just delete a clip. I was gonna use it, but it was way too obvious that I was in God mode. This dude ran me over in a fuck, I can't remember the name of it. The original bulletproof car. I forgot the name of it. The Yeah, the Karuma. Yeah, he kept running me over with the Karuma, and like just at one point when I stood up within a split second, I pulled out a rocket launcher and shot the ground and blew him up and not me. And I was like, yeah, that's way too obvious. I was like, I can't use that one. Hmm. Oh yeah, sometimes I'll put in there, it's God mode, and because I'm not like, I'm not trying to lie or deceive nobody or nothing. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, same. I go for like the highest level, the highest KD. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I go for the trolls. Yeah, KD warriors, high levels, and sometimes it won't even be either one of those. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll put my chat on the in-game chat and I'll mute my mic and I'll just sit there and listen and I will wait for that one loudmouth motherfucker and I will just go and make him cry. That's all I want to do is like I just want to go hear that dude cry. But that's what was up with dude the other night. That's exactly why I went after him, only because he was running his fucking mouth, and I was like, okay, because there's always, I don't care who you are, there is always somebody better out there, always, no matter what game or fight or whatever, there is always somebody better. Yeah, mm, exactly. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Most of the time when I find people like that, I wind up making friends with them, and it's not like intentional or nothing. It's just 9 times out of 10, if they're better than me, usually they don't have a shitty attitude about it. You know what I mean? And I like, I like, oh, shitty, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. It's probably only like 20% of the people that I make that are good sport about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, hmm, hmm, yeah. They're trying to level up. They're trying to grind. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Hmm. Oh yeah, so much worse. Yeah. So I like meeting. I like helping. I like killing people. You know, I like trashing lobbies and shit. But at the same time, I do like helping people too. That's why I like meeting lots of different types of people because there's so many different types of GTA players. And be it that I know so many people, I can usually, if I can't help them myself, I can usually hook them up with somebody that does. Like if they're legitimately needing money and they don't wanna do no glitches or do back to back jobs or nothing like that, then there's people that I can introduce them to that like know how to grind, and they've almost always got like a public private server where they can and shit. And so like I'll gauge them at first to make sure they're worthy of, because I don't want to hook my friends up with no fucking trolls or nothing. Somebody that's gonna, you know, yeah, yeah, they'll get what they want, and then like 5 minutes later they're being a dick to them and shit. Yeah, I don't want to hook my friends up with no people like that. But I'll gauge them first myself, and after I know them for a little while, I'll hook them up with some people I know and get them going around and shit. I invented I've invented the method for escaping bad sport. Like the first time I got caught, like caught, was back when the nightclub first came out. Like a day before the fucking nightclub came out, I got caught, and I actually got no. I mean, I blew up more than 40 cars in 30 hours, and I got the dunce cap. And I was trying to get my friends to come commend me to get me out, and something happened, and it switched me into another lobby, and it put me in the bad sport lobby. So the yeah, so like that. I think I had like they gave me like so toxic, but it is also one of the best fucking ways to get on your gun game. Like if you want to like have a hardcore battle, they are the best fucking places for that. Like if you really want to get good, they're great. Oh yeah, they're a great place to train. Oh man, I see. That's what I was gonna say. Like I actually escaped. I figured out how to escape. It took me a little while. I was given like 16 days or some shit, but I was out in like 4 days. The first day, yeah, yeah. Well, what I did was because you go into bad sport the same way you come out. Like when they first give you the dunce cap, it doesn't move you immediately. It just gives you the dunce cap, and then they wait for you to change lobby. Once you change lobby, then it recognizes that you're supposed to be in bad sport, and it moves you over into that category. Well, when you come out, it does the same thing. It removes the dunce cap, and you have the ability to commend again. So it took me like 4 days, but what had happened was the first day I was in there was the day the nightclub came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, I'd wait till I get out of bad sport to go do my stuff," and I'm like, "Fuck that! I don't want to wait for nothing, man. The fucking new shit's out, man. I want to go check it out anyway." So I went and checked it out. I got all the new stuff, and then I was like, after I got all the new stuff, I was like, "Okay, I got to figure out a way out of here," and I spent like 2 days researching everything I could online, trying to find a way to get out. And nowhere, everywhere I looked, it said, "Oh, there's no way to escape. There's no way." Blah 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 blah. I kept looking and kept looking and kept looking. And then one day I noticed that when people got out and their dunce cap was removed, they also had the ability to commend. So all I had to do was find people in bad sport who were on their way out, who their cap was already gone, and get them to commend me. So I got to thinking about it. The regular lobbies, there's tons and tons and tons of regular lobbies. There's probably hundreds on a daily basis. But the bad sport lobbies, there's only a handful of them. So you can bounce around and just keep switching lobbies until you find players in bad sport who are on their way out. If you can find people in there who are on their way out and get them to commend you a couple of times, every little bit helps. So after like 5 or 6 hours after I figured that out, I was out. I escaped a 2 week sentence in 4 days. And after that, I've never gone to bad sport since. I either get people to come and get me out before I get sent there. I think the last time I was there, I actually got bad sported because my shit's maxed out. Like I've got the max time for bad sport. It's so if you ever hear somebody say like, "Oh, I spent 3 years in bad sport," that motherfucker is full of shit. There is no such thing. Yeah, 2 years, 9 months, and 20 days. It'll say 19 days, but that's because the clock is already counting backwards. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can get it out. You can get it out, and yeah, you can get it out. You just got to find people in that lobby, in the bad sport lobbies that's on their way out. Oh, I tell you another way. If you've got two systems, you can do it. Or if you've got a buddy that's never been in bad sport before, anybody, we figured this out. Me and some other friends figured this out not too long ago. If you've got somebody that's never been to bad sport before, get them into bad sport. They're only going to get 2 days on their first sentence. So what you do is after that 2 days is up, make sure you're in the same lobby with them when the dunce cap comes off, and just get them to commend you back to back to back. Let them stick around as long as it takes, which it may take like an hour, maybe two. But just get them to keep commending you. Once that hat comes off, you're good. You just want to make sure, because they did change it at one point, like 9 months ago, they changed the rule for it, and it got harder to escape, which is why I kind of backed off from it a little bit. But what you want to do is, like, once you get the dunce cap to come off, you want to like change your costume to force a save, pull some money out of the bank or put some money in the bank, go take a car and go down and like change the rims or the window tint or something. You want to force a save like 3 different times, 3 different ways, just to make sure that it sticks, because sometimes you'll get out and then you'll go to switch lobbies and it'll put you right back in there, like it'll put it all on you all over again. So but you just make sure, because you always, like, right after you get the dunce cap off and you force that save, make sure the person, whoever helped you out, stays there until you know for sure that you're back out in the clean lobby, and then go switch to another lobby. If it puts you back in there and it puts the dunce cap back on you, just go back to the friend and do it again. And it got, like, originally you only had to do it the once. You just had to make sure you forced a save. But it started, like, they started upping the security on it, trying to make it harder for people to escape. Oh yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yeah, but and that's the thing I hate the most about the bad sport is you can't use any kind of helmets. There's no thermals whatsoever except for the ones on the gun. Oh, they don't let you use thermal helmets, so you can't use like night vision helmets or thermal helmets because you can't do anything that removes the dunce cap. So you can't like merge a dunce cap hat with the fucking helmets or nothing. So unless it's got it on the sniper, you can't use thermals. Mm, nothing. No, mine's not modded. I've glitched a ton of shit, but I've never modded anything from it. Oh, I've got like in my pocket, I've got like 74 million, but I've spent a total of like 940 million. I wait for those money glitch freezes to come out, the where you can buy everything. Yeah, that's usually what I do too. Mhm. Is it really? I was thinking about that. Cause I that's what I made a second character for. I use my second character. It's got all the properties, but all the garages I keep empty just for that glitch. Mm, word. Yeah, send me a link if it works. Mm. Yeah, you heard about the money wipes they did on people about 2 weeks ago, right? They it was they a shitload of people got hit. And what they did was they lifted the car sale limit. You know how you're only supposed to be able to sell so many cars in a day. Like they've got the rule set that you're only supposed to sell one car every hour and no more than seven a day. Well, there's an actual limit of like 10 cars a day that you're supposed to be able to sell, and they lifted that limit to catch people who were selling more than who were using the money freeze glitch, and they lifted that limit and caught a shitload of people. And the people that they caught, they did a full wipe on them. They like wiped all their money. They got to keep their stuff, but none of the money. Hmm. Yeah. Good shit. You'll have a backup. Yeah. Good shit. Yeah, it'll catch on eventually. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Shit like that. Oh yeah. Mm. Huh. Yeah, this one's my original, and I've had people give me accounts that were modded and shit before, and I ain't gonna lie, dude, it was matter of fact, it was like the first time I got caught in bad sport. A buddy of mine hooked me up with like he gave me like three accounts just so I could play online because I have three systems in my house, and I share my profile and shit with my wife, so that I only have to buy one game for me and her to both be able to play it and shit, and I leave my primary on her shit. So, yeah, yeah. So, well, because of that, he had to give me like three accounts to do it. One of them was the account that I was using. The other one had the game, and the other one had PlayStation Plus, so I could get online with it and shit when I went to bad sport. And so he gave me like three accounts, and man, I felt bad, but I spent like, I don't know, maybe an hour playing with it, and I told him, I was like, man, I just can't do it. It's no matter how much I adjust it, it doesn't feel like me. You know what I mean? I've been playing on the same account for so long that it doesn't have my tattoos, doesn't have my hair, all my shit's in the wrong place. You know what I mean? I feel like out of sorts with it, and I tried. Yeah, yeah, where you want your properties and everything. Yeah, yeah, same. It just Yeah, I mean, I thanked him and everything. I was like, I mean, I really appreciate it. I know you went to a lot of trouble, and I'm sorry, but it just feels too weird. I just can't play like this. I've been trying for like an hour, and I just can't. It just feels too weird. Like even little things, minor things, will set you off. Like I couldn't get his skin tone right. I couldn't get his skin tone set to what my skin tone was, and it just made me feel funny. I was like, it doesn't feel like me. It's weird. Like all my settings are the same. I just can't get him to look and feel like my dude. Like it just felt weird. That was the whole thing that drove me to escape because I spent like 2 hours doing that, and I was like, "Fuck, I gotta find a way to get my dude out." So that's the only time I've ever made a video about anything near glitch. Normally, I'll make like cinematic videos or I'll live stream or stuff, but I don't make videos about making money or glitches or anything like that because I've I, I've seen the people that do, and that's all they get hit up for. It's money and stuff. It's just people want something from them, And I don't want to do that. I want to entertain. I don't want to gain whatever popularity by doing money and shit for people. Like most times, unless I straight money. Yeah, I don't want to build it like that. Yeah. The same thing, like most of the time, like you know about all this stuff. So like I'll have conversations like this with people like you, but people that don't know stuff like this, I usually won't have a lot of conversations with them about glitches and money or any shit like that, because then that's all they'll fucking hit me up for. All of a sudden you'll see a rando pop up in my party and he'll be like, "Hey man, what do you know on the money glitch?" And I'll be like, "All right, man." I hate that. Yeah. Hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, pick somebody. There's a couple of people out there that's hosting them. Yep. Yep. Same. Yeah. Yeah. I was explaining that to somebody the other day. He was like, well, the people that you watch, and he kept saying the people that I watch, and matter of fact, he was in there with us the other night. what the fuck is his? What's his name, babe? Uh, lobby killer. Lobby killer's in it. He's okay. He's a good player and everything, but man, he is fucking obnoxious sometimes. Like he is the worst fucking listener, dude.
I swear he just sits there and gets drunk.
Yeah, he sits there and gets drunk, and he's argumentative. And like he was helping somebody with a glitch the other night. Like just before I met you, he was helping somebody, and I popped into his lobby. He was trying to show him how to get into the God mode, and I popped in, and I slipped right into it like quick. Like I can do it in less than 30 seconds now. And I popped into it real quick while he was standing there, and then I heard him trying to help his buddy, so I let him talk and let him help him, and then I started making suggestions because I could hear the dude was getting frustrated, so I was trying to calm him down and help him through it, and Lobby Killer like got a little aggravated at me, and I'm like, no, I'm I'm trying to help. He's like, well, whoever you watched, and I was like, I didn't watch anybody. And he's like, well, whoever the fucking da 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 da, whatever video you watched, I had to tell him like 5 or 6 times, I did not watch a video to do this glitch. Like I read my glitches, you know what I mean? I don't. There's a source before when they hit a video, you give it like 2 to 3 weeks before they're gonna patch it because they made a video out of it. The ones from Seven Sins, when they just stay in text form, it takes them longer to get to those because they're not high priority. Yeah, yeah, they have to be shown. Yeah, yeah, they need to see it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I've and what is it? Is it Take? I think it's Take Two Games or some shit like that that actually owns them. And they monitor Take Two Games monitors the shit out of that stuff. And because they've hit me with stuff before, I couldn't believe it. Like one day, I think it was like a year and a half ago, I did a video and I was live streaming. But I had to I think like 2 or 3 hours in, I had to use the bathroom. So I took myself back to my apartment and I sat down in front of the TV. Well, I cut the TV on in my apartment while I was sitting there, and I was gone to the restroom for like 5 minutes. I came back, I finished my stream like another 2 or 3 hours later, and then like it usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes after I've finished streaming for YouTube to process my video and put it in the the past tense instead of live. And when it did, it said that the video got knocked down. And I was like, well, what the fuck did I get knocked down for? And I went back and looked. And Take Two Games, because I had put in their video content from the TV, they knocked it down. So they monitored, because I'm a small time tuber at best. I've got maybe 100 and something subscribers, maybe. And I mean, I'm real small time. And yeah, yeah. Well, there's an app that goes along with it called a YouTube Studio that you can use, and it gives you live statistics on it. It'll show you it'll like usually about 15 20 minutes after you've put something up, it'll give you your average statistics. It'll tell you how many people watched versus subscribers versus randoms that watched you and stuff. Mhm. I think Twitch is better for live streaming stuff. I kind of use YouTube for my music videos and shit, and I use them like commercials. I'll post the videos there and use music and stuff, because I can't make any, when I stick music to it, I use popular music. So I can't make any money off of those videos and stuff. I just like making them. And so I use them like commercials. I do, but certain copyright strikes, they won't knock the video down, but they'll just demonetize the video. So I can still use it like an advertisement. I just can't make money off of it. So I can take clips and shit out of it, and I can push it over to Facebook pages and Discord pages and stuff like that. I can use them like advertisements, but I can't make any money off of them. So that's the only reason I still stream part time on there, and then the other half I'll stream on Twitch, because and I'm actually waiting because I've got to get a better laptop. My laptop's like 2012. Like it's kind of old, and so I got to get a better laptop and another um, capture card so that I can stream better. Because I want to be able to put music in my shit. I listen to music a lot, and I want to be able to put it in with it. I just got to get something that's got better USB ports because it's a laptop. I can't update any of the fucking hardware, so I'm just gonna get a laptop that's a little newer so that it's got 3.0 USBs, so that I can get a capture card and hook it up through everything. Because my big thing is I used to do car shows and shit, and I probably did maybe 12 or 13 car shows. I would do like one once a month, and and I love doing them and everything, but it's a lot of work. It takes me like a week to set them up, and I can't do them by myself. I have to have like 5 or 6 people helping me because it's not just like a car meet. You know, it's not like just like people pull up and here's the cars and shit. I would do it like a full length show, like so I well, no. What I would do is like I came up with a formula, and I would do it. I would live stream it, but at the same time, I would plan out the show. So I would set a time, and I would post it in a community, and then I would share it amongst friends so that everybody knew what time it was going to be. And then when people showed up, we would meet at a particular place, usually somebody's, because the nightclubs wasn't out when I was doing them. So we would meet up at like the MC clubs and shit, like the bar. We would meet up at a bar and we'd hang out there. I'd give it like 15 minutes for everybody to show up. So we'd just kind of hang out and bullshit. And then what we would do is we would take bikes. I would be like, bring a bike when you first show up. And then we'd line up the bikes outside, and I would have security there. I'd have valet parking, and then I would have a road captain. And the road captain, me, and the people who helped me plan the show would be the only people who knew where we were going to do the car show. So the whole show would be themed, like we do a Halloween theme. Oh, because I'd fill up the room. Because I would quickly, like, I would make sure that before I did it, I would have enough people to fill up the room. So there was always, and a lot of times I kind of felt bad because there would be so many people that wanted to show up that the room wouldn't be able to fit them all. So I'd have to tell them, like if you want to make it to the car show, you got to be on time because it's going to fill up fast. So I would make sure that, like, I'd get a buddy to do a private public, keep popping around or use his MTUs or pull his modem or whatever he had to do to get us a private public. And then as soon as I got in, people would immediately start following on me. I would wait till he got in and made sure that he was in there by himself, and then I would follow right behind him, and then the group would follow me. So we would fill up the room automatically, instantly. Uh, and actually, I started doing them before the orbitals came out. Matter of fact, I did one the week that it came out, and I surprised everybody with the orbital cannon. I'll explain how in just a second. But what I would do is we'd all meet up at an MC, and then we'd take a bike ride to where the location was going to be. And the location would be based on whatever the theme was. So one time we had a Fallout theme, so I did it at that diner that was that's way up in Blaine County and shit, way up north. And we lined up the cars out there, and everybody stands on top of their car. And so I'm live streaming the whole thing. I'm entertaining everyone at the same time, and I act as the host. And then so I'm keeping everybody moving and keeping the ball rolling on stuff. We would go from the MC, we'd take a little bike ride, no less than 5, maybe 10 minutes. I would try to plan so that the bike ride wasn't too far, and we would all kind of stay in a group and move to the next location. And then I'd have valet parking up there. As soon as we got there, the first 2 or 3 people that got there would be the valet parking guys. And then I'd have everybody set their vehicle options to everyone so that they could take and they just pull up their car, they give it to valet parking. Valet parking puts it in a spot, and then the person would go stand on their car. And once we get everything lined up, then I'd get a couple of in-game captures. And then we would go from, like, say, there to we'd do a quick photo, and then we'd move it from there. And I would take them to do either like an Easter egg, or I'd show them a wall breach glitch or something like that, something interesting, show them something they've never seen before, or try to. But usually something that was based around the theme. And then after that, we would go do like jobs and stuff that were character created or player created, So I had like some underwater stuff or like some Call of Duty stuff or just something unique, so I tried to do something original with each one. And the show would wind up taking about 2 hours. The week that the orbital cannon came out, it was really fucking funny. I got a buddy that he's got modded accounts and shit too, so he's got a ton of money. And the week the orbital cannon came out, what we did was we did a show down at the pier. Um, excuse me. And I got everybody's car lined up. We did the half of the show where we were just doing the photo, and I was like, everybody move down here. We're gonna do a group photo real quick, and I got them about 20 to 35 foot away from where the cars were, and I had everybody face the same direction. I was like, all right, on the count of three, everybody, 1, 2, 3, cheese. And the cue was while I was moving everybody over there, I had a buddy go off the radar, and then he teleported himself back to his facility. And the cue was when I said cheese, he was going to set off the orbital cannon. And so we were all standing and facing a particular direction. I was like, 3, 2, 1, cheese. And right when I said cheese, he blew up all the cars. Everybody freaked the fuck out. It was funny as shit. But he had millions, so he could afford it because it was like the 500,000 that it cost to do it, plus the expense of all the cars. But it was funny as fuck. Everybody started lighting up. I was like, I'm glad you moved us that far away. And who the fuck did that? And da, 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 da. I'm just laughing. I was like, no, I planned for that. I was like, that was a part of the show. But it was funny when I set the music video up for it. I used that song "Bombs Over Baghdad." It was funny as fuck. hmm Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, see, that's the kind of content I would rather put out rather than glitches and stuff like that. I'd rather be entertaining, and they do. Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I my I've done so many glitches on this account that some of my shit is broken. Like I can't use uh telescopes inside my house anymore. So when I go to do a costume merge or something, I have to go down to the pier to use one of the telescopes down there to do it. hmm Uh, good shit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure he's all pretty. This goes up really good.
Mm-hmm. Good shit. Mm. Yeah. There was one probably about 2 years ago I saw, and there was a little loophole in the store where you could download demos, and the demo would could be replaced by the actual game. And there were people just like scooping up demos left and right and then turning them into the full length game. It only worked with certain stuff, but and there was only like a small pocket of about 2 weeks where it worked. But I got a few games. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the only time they get pissed off. So you do something to fuck with their money, and that's when they'll start paying attention. If it's just small stuff where you're just aggravating other people, oh yeah, mm-mm. Yeah, 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 it wouldn't. And because I think it was you I was talking to the other day. Like I think that's why they don't get so pissed off about it is because the whole game is based on doing illegal shit, so they don't really get pissed off about people doing glitches. Glitches is a loophole. The only time they really get pissed off is if you fuck with the software. You use some kind of third-party device to fuck with it, or if you use a DNS glitch. That's the only time they really get pissed off about it and do shit. Yeah, yeah. Because there used to be a lot of that. There used to be a lot of DNS glitches. Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. They're DNS because you can set up private DNSs for a lot of different games. PlayStation Home used to have it too. See, like PlayStation Home had a store. They had like a mall, and you could go into the mall and you could buy items, and the items would range anywhere from like 50 cents to $1 or whatever. But there at one point for
maybe 5 or 6 months, there was a special set of DNS numbers that you could put into your system. And then if you put those in and then went into PlayStation Home and you went to the mall, you could access a secret store that wasn't supposed to be in the game, but people had put it into this particular DNS server that when you went into the mall, you got access to the holiday stuff. And you could get stuff for like 25 cents instead of $1. And you could get all the stuff that was supposed to be seasonal instead of stuff that was supposed to be, you know, not in the mall and shit. And they um, they they would let you use in-game currency, like your PSN cash was still valid there, but shit would only cost you like 50 cents or 25 cents. It was like crazy cheap, and you could get like special holiday stuff. I got a couple of things back when it came out. They've closed it down. It's been down for about 3 years now, but now shit like there's other shit like that that's out now, but it's like Nebula Realms and Atom Universe and shit like that. And they're not the same. They're not quite the way it used to be. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Rockstar is kind of forgiving. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I've seen a lot of people. I've tried to help people that were friends from other games and stuff, and I'd be like, and because if they're a close friend of mine, I'll be like, hey, I know a thing. If you want to make some money on this, if you want to, I'd be like, I don't want to get my account banned, and I'm like, you won't get your account banned. Just follow my steps. I promise you, it's fine. I never put out bad information. Like when it concerns any kind of glitches or anything, I won't put something out just because I heard about it. Like I'll go test it myself first, and once I test it myself, I'll be like, oh, okay, it works, and then I'll tell people about it. My close friends and shit.
Who are you talking to? Oh. Aaron.
I'm still editing. I'm trying to knock out just a little bit of space so I can uh, have some. Yeah, just a little bit will be enough. I've been trying to raise my KD because for like the first 3.5 years, I didn't give a shit about my KD. And then I finally ran out of shit to do. Like I was rich, I owned everything, and I was like, I ran out of shit to do. I was like, well, I guess I'll start working on my KD. But I was at like a 1.17 when I started working on it. So I'm like really having to fight hard to get it to climb now. And I'm still, I think as of yesterday, I'm only at a 1.80. So I want to get it to, I don't want to get it real high, but I'd like to get it to at least a 2.0 or higher because that's manageable. That's not high enough that people won't come fuck with me, but it's just high enough that it's respectable. You know what I mean? Like I know it sounds weird, but mm-hmm.
Oh, you want some cookies? 2 hours. We got to do it.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I just I would have to make a dummy account on my wife's system, and I thought about that at one point, but I guess I never got around to it because it's a good idea, but I just never managed to do it. That account's got, so we got 4 kids, and each one of them's got an account on her system. And mine is just for me. I've got the Pro, and then I've got two other regular systems. And on my third system, it's just my son's account. Mm, yeah. The only reason I picked mine up was because I got a crazy fucking deal on it, man. I paid about when it was new. I'm talking about like in the first 2 months that the Pro was out. I got a crazy deal on it. That shit was going for like for one game and a controller, it was like $500. And I found one on Facebook that had 5 games, a controller. 3 of the games were unopened, and so the system, the controller, all the hookups, and 5 games for $300. And I was like, yo, that's like $700 worth of shit for 300. Turns out it was some angry bitch who was selling her old man shit on fucking Facebook. I was like, it's not my problem. There's all kinds of angry bitches on Facebook selling their old man shit. Hmm. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. I do system maintenance on all of mine about once a month. I'll do that. Really, it just it's the equivalent of a defrag basically. Power supply. Hmm. Yeah. I do, yeah, I do that about once a month too. I actually made a special little piece for my vacuum to do it because I know some people like to use air, but I'm like, dude, air is the worst thing you can use for electronics because it doesn't pull anything out. It just blows it into it. So what I did is I took a toothbrush and a straw and some cardboard and I made a connection for the hose on your vacuum or like a shop vac. So I made a special little piece and I heated up the neck of the toothbrush and then I tilted it at an angle and I cut the bristles at an angle and then I took a straw and I cut it at the same angle and then I fashioned the cardboard, the straw, and the toothbrush all together to connect to it so that as I brush the vents, that straw sucks up the dust and shit too. So as it loosens it, it pulls it out at the same time. It makes it really easy to clean. No, I don't. But it can the air cans the reason that they made the air cans like that is because they'll cause device maintenance to have to be performed quicker because it just since it blows everything in there, the dust eventually does collect on the inside. But I'm sure you open yours up every now and then and clean it off too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. No. Yeah, see, using an air can when it's open is good, but using an air can on just the vents, that's the bad one. That's the oh yeah, 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 because it just blows everything in. It causes the overheat sooner. Yeah. Mhm. 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 Yeah, you get that blue screen. They yeah. Well, the PS4 software they did do a lot for shit like that because I've actually had this system do that before. And you can redo it from because even if you get that screen to where it never comes back on, it happened to me about oh maybe 6 7 months ago. Now I lost everything on the system, but a lot of it was backed up, and a lot of it's kept on my account anyway. But there's a Yeah, it's a safety measure that they put in because of the PS3s. It happened to so many PS3s that they built it into the, the original OS for it. It was the blue ring of death, but or the blue light of death. But yeah, yeah, it's equivalent of the same thing. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, yeah. And but they built it into the OS that you could even if the system itself won't start up, that safe mode will, and it's not hard. All you gotta do is like hold the PlayStation button down for like 3 seconds after you hear the first beep, and it'll kick you into the safety mode. Yeah, and then from there you can rebuild everything. Yeah, yep, you can redo the whole thing. Uh huh. I was Go ahead, go ahead. Hmm. Yeah. I was thinking about this tax season. I looked up some stuff not too long ago, and the hard drives, the internals that Sony sells, only go up to 2 gigs. But I looked up the system specs on it. It'll hold 2 terabytes. That's what I meant. Yeah. It's they only sell them for up to 2 terabyte, but the system itself can actually hold up to an 8 terabyte. So and I wasn't 100% on that, so I got a buddy of mine dig and he's got one that's got an internal 8 terabyte, and I'm like, yeah, I've got an external 3, I think, but I use it for other stuff, and so I was thinking about getting an 8 terabyte internal and then an 8 terabyte external so that I can put my entire library on there. Yeah, because they're pretty cheap, especially if you catch them from like eBay or something. Yeah. I used to have a buddy who, dude, he made some killer fucking cash off of it. We used to work at this company together called Selectron, and we had access to, we repaired printers and shit for Hewlett Packard, and we had access to the label makers, and the label makers that they make across most devices are the same, were the same for hard drives and shit. So the little sticker that comes on the hard drives, we could take those fucking things to work and we could scan the sticker, and then we could clone that sticker. We could make an exact replica of it. So what we started doing was buying broken hard drives off of fucking eBay, and then we would go buy a real one from the store, replace the broken one with the sticker from the bought one, and take it back and be like, yo, this piece of shit don't work, and da 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 da. And they'd be like, well, would you like to trade it out? Man, fuck trading it out, man. Y'all got a bunch of broken shit in here. Give my money back. We were making like $250 a hit off of those fucking things.
Bad boy.
Hmm. Yeah. we're so close to the PS5. It's like it's scheduled for what, next holiday season? You mean five? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ew, that sucks. Yeah, I know. Sending you coupons and shit. And delete marked. Yes. Yeah, same. Especially since they recently changed it. Now it's not Domino's Pizza. Now it's just Domino's because they serve all kinds of shit now. There we go. Mm. Oh, where's my watch? I forgot to put my watch back on this morning. Yeah, I'm live right now. Yeah. No, no. You should. But there hadn't been too many. There's been like 2 or 3 people watching me this morning. There hadn't been a whole lot of traffic this morning. Most people don't like watching me edit and shit. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a boring process when I'm sitting there going through camera angles and transitions and all that shit. It's not real entertaining. It eventually becomes something cool, but it's like a 5-step process before it becomes something cool. I'll be right back. I'm finna grab some coffee right quick. All right, I'm back. Oh, got another million. Yeah, I bet. Hmm. Oh yeah. I think I need to do today. I need to look up a video to go find the rest of those player cards. One. I found one up at a bar up in Blaine County. It's the only one I've done so far. I've got everything else, like all the collectible action figures and shit like that. Yeah.
Hey girl, how's life?
Yeah. Yeah, let
All
me,
right. I hate to say it, but I knew
yeah.
you was
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me,
that car.
let
It's
me
mine.
grab some ammo right quick. And make sure. Alright.
Shithead! What's up? How you doing? Crazy. Damn. Whoa. What up?
I did, but he was talking crazy fast. What up, Hydro? How about your name is one of the things that you can't type into fucking the Rockstar messages? Oh, when you popped in, no, his Hydro. When I went to type in his name, I had another buddy in there yesterday, and I was letting him know anytime friends pop up, and I don't want no beef between friends. I'll let him know who's in there. And when I went to type in his name, it wouldn't let me type in his name. I had to like skip one of the Y's. It wouldn't let me type your name right. It was like, because all I said was Hydro is a friendly. That's all it said. And yeah, and as soon as I sent it, it was like that phrase is not allowed or some shit like that. I was like, what the fuck? Oh yeah. Mm. Did you see the new logo for the space military? The U.S. government is coming out with a space branch of military. So they well, I don't know against aliens, but definitely
Okay.
there's like a military unit set up, so it's possible that we could be fighting each other in space. But the symbol that they came up with looks exactly like the symbol from fucking Star Trek, like exactly like it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's kind of it is kind of unbelievable, but yes, it's still kind of believable. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's pretty funny. Well, you heard of what they're gonna do for the first Mars exploration, right? They're gonna televise the whole thing. it's gonna be like a reality show goes to Mars. That was how they were planning on funding the whole thing. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Shit!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, see, they do kind of do that stuff all the time because there's satellite feeds that NASA has set up for all their satellites and shit that stream 24 hours a day. And there's been a couple of times that, because you know how those conspiracy theorists are, they'll eat that shit up. And there's been a couple of times when they've broke the feed where, they would see something in a reflection of a panel moving that wasn't supposed to be moving. And then like a second before, like just as they see it, then all of a sudden the feed gets cut. And then like an hour to 2 hours later, it's back up. And then the conspiracy theorists go crazy. They're like, oh, why did they cut the feed? And what was this dot? And da 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 da. I think, and I'm not 100% on this theory, but if there is other intelligent life out there, they're probably laughing their asses off at us. They're like, these fucking idiots can't stop killing themselves. Like, if they were out there and they're looking for other intelligent life, I don't think I would start with the people that killed themselves. That would be like the way we look at lemmings. hmm 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 Oh, you're in a different targeting mode. You're in a different targeting mode. I started to change to yours, and you're still in free. You can join mine. I've got like 13 people in here. It's pretty small. I'm gonna cut my feed while I do this split.